Good day. My name is Eric and I'm from Atlas Cybersecurity, and today I'm going to spend a few minutes just to walk you through some settings that you can change in order to better secure your Zoom meetings, to have better security and privacy, and to help prevent nefarious actors from Zoom bombing and interrupting your meetings and spying in on your discussions. So if I log into Zoom, I can go ahead and go into my profile, right? I probably do not want to share my personal meeting ID with anybody, so that's going to be blurred out on this video, as is my sign-in email. But this account is brand new, right? And it's a free account, just like you would see if you go to Zoom and set up a free account. In my profile, I'm going to go into settings. The first setting that I want to change is I want to require meeting passwords, right? These are going to be required whenever anybody is joining my meeting, right? I want a password for new meetings, instant meetings, even my personal meeting ID, my personal meeting rooms, right? And I'm going to say all meeting IDs, right? And I'm not going to share this with people, right? I'm going to, for the participants who are joining by phone, I'm going to go ahead and require a meeting ID for that as well. Require the password for that, because I don't want people just to be able to dial in and guess my meeting ID and be able to spy, right? Additionally, if you don't want people to be as disruptive when they come in, you should mute participants upon entry. Then they have to unmute themselves to go ahead and talk, right? If you are emailing out the link for your Zoom meeting and you don't want that link to just get passed around, maybe you want to not embed the password for a one-click join. That does mean that the attendees to your meeting will then have to enter password from the email provided, right? It will take them, a few more seconds to join in, but it will make it a little more secure. All right. The next setting we want to disable is join before host, which is already disabled. So this is a go and double check. Make sure join before host is turned off. If it is over to the blue, that means it's on, and effectively your meeting's active all the time and people can join in even if you're not there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to disable that join before host, or leave it disabled if it was already disabled. The next thing we're going to want to do is require a lobby, right? So when folks show up, they don't just automatically get admitted to the meeting, but they have to first get granted access to the meeting. And so we will go ahead and scroll down here to the option to have a waiting room. Attendees cannot join a meeting until a host admits them, right? So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. This prevents people from just jumping in the meeting. If you're going to have a really large meeting, though, keep in mind that admitting each one individually will take a few minutes, and you're going to want to have your folks join the meeting probably a good 5 minutes in advance so that they can all get admitted on time, right? The next items that we're going to want to disable to try to keep things a little more secure is the guest sharing, right? So if you expect everybody's going to be able to or should be able to share their screen, then having this at all participants isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? But if it should only be the host, then you can go ahead and change this to host only, right? This will go ahead and make it so only the host can share their screen, and it would prevent somebody from joining your meeting and then just sharing inappropriate content. Keep this in mind for the meetings that you have. Now I'm changing my general settings, and I can change individual meeting settings as well, and we'll show you how to do that as well. The next item is if somebody's being disruptive and I don't want to have to turn off my whole meeting, enable the option to put them on hold. Right? That way I can temporarily remove somebody from the meeting and I can continue on about my business. Right? And those are some of the general settings that you want to set in Zoom. In the next section, we're going to go into some individual meeting options that you can do. Now let's take a minute and take a look at some of the options when we are scheduling a meeting or hosting a meeting. Obviously, from our profile, we click the Schedule Meeting button, and we can give it our title, our description, date, time, duration, right? Note if it's a recurring meeting, we should always have it generate a new meeting ID and not use the personal meeting ID. We should always require a meeting password, and it should be random. And down here at the meeting options, you should make sure that Enable Join Before Host is not checked, Mute Participants Upon Entry is checked, Enable Waiting Room is checked, and then go ahead and hit Save. The next item we want to take a look at as a recommended item is once you're in the meeting. Once all your participants have joined and have been admitted from the lobby, if you want to make sure that nobody else can join the meeting, you should be able to go down and click on the Manage Participants button, click on More, and then click Lock Meeting. Once you do this, no other people will be able to join the meeting. So this video has gone over some recommended best practices for security and privacy brought to you by Atlas Cybersecurity. Please note this video has not been sponsored and is not affiliated with Zoom at all, but is information that we thought would be useful to folks who are concerned about security of their Zoom meetings. If you'd like more information, please visit us at www.atlas-cybersecurity.com.